before there was a Google, there was a Yahoo. And that might not be common knowledge, but Yahoo has been around for about 3 more years than Google. Yahoo was founded in 1995 and Google was founded in 1998. Although the developments and advancements to the Google platform compared to the Yahoo platform, Google is the clear winner. Since it's 2018 January, I kind of wanted to take a look at what Google kind of does better than Yahoo, or really just to see if Yahoo is even trying to catch up to the Google's mail platform and kind of services platforms in general. So right off the bat, if we go to Yahoo Mail, you can see that they're going for the look that Google has. They're giving you the option to create themes. You can choose colors, you can choose fancy backgrounds, you can kind of decide what kind of look and layout you want. And if you look at the apps icon, it is eerily similar to the Google apps icon. Although when you go to the Yahoo apps icon, there's not much of apps there. I mean, you have the Yahoo homepage, which is pretty powerful for like news and kind of sports and quick tidbits, and they do have more on their homepage than Google. Google keeps it strictly simple and clean with the search engine. That's what they kind of want their primary focus to be. And if you look at the apps section on Gmail, you can see that they have a lot more power here. They've got Google Drive, they got Google Play, they have YouTube, Maps, Google Search, Photos, which gives you unlimited storage. So as far as like services go, even in 2018, I understand that Yahoo is trying to catch up, but they're not doing so well. If you look at their kind of product and services page, it is very limited compared to what Google has. So as far as like the companies go, it's really not much of a challenge for Google. Google is the clear winner here. One of the biggest and most important features in Mail is two-step verification. You want your account to be secured so that when you're logging in, you get a text message if you're logging in from a new browser, or if someone is trying to log in from a different browser, they're not going to get the text message because it's going to come on your phone. Let's see what our two-step verification features look like. So I would imagine somewhere here, you'd go to account info, and then you can go to account security. And from here, you can see two-step verification is enabled. You can also generate app passwords for apps like Outlook. For desktop that might not be working, you can generate an app password to reconnect them. You can add a recovery email, and it really is kind of limited to that. That's all you got here. Now, if we go to Google's security, let's see what that looks like. Sign in and security, and then we have a lot more options. So for two-step verification, we have some interesting options here. Let me log in here. That's another thing. Even just to get to the security page on Google, it's going to require me to enter my password a second time. Unlike Google's, where if you're already logged in, they're not going to bug you about it. Alright, so here for Google, you can actually add multiple phone numbers. You can use an authenticator app. You can do different kinds of authenticator apps in order to generate authentication keys. So apps are a lot more powerful when it comes to authentication, because you can actually get an authentication code even if you're not connected to the internet, even if you don't have cell reception. So if you're on Yahoo Mail and you need your two-step verification code, but for whatever reason you can't receive a text message, you're kind of out of luck. With the Google version, you have more flexibility. So that's just like a security thing that is a pretty big deal if you think about it. All right, let's go back to Mail. Let's go back to Mail here. Also, if you have an ad blocker on, Yahoo is going to keep bugging you about it. Google doesn't seem to care so much, or maybe I just don't have the ad blocker enabled there. But in any case, we'll close that. Of course, you have calendars and you have contacts here, and it looks like it'll open a new tab if you go to calendars and contacts. Let's see what the calendars look like. Yeah, so it'll continuously open new tabs for you if you want to integrate mail with web. And that's the other thing, their mail is kind of their calendar is kind of falling behind compared to their mail. Their mail looks kind of freshly renewed, and the calendar and the contacts apps look a bit outdated. Let's see what this is. Oh, this is also Yahoo Messenger. Not so great. I don't actually know anybody who uses Yahoo Messenger aside from some Asian kind of sellers that I've worked with in the past, but that's some time ago. So let's hit compose and see how the compose mail differs here. Okay, so for the Gmail, when you compose a mail, you get a nice little window with the option to make it full screen. Yahoo, on the other hand, takes up the entire screen so that you can no longer go through mails and get kind of details or notes if you're composing a message and you need to reference back to something. So this is I think a big lose for the Yahoo mail platform on that front. You can see that oh, I got an extra one there. You have the same kind of emoji options here, and you have emoji options here, and they actually are different. Google has their kind of blob versions, and then everybody else uses the circles. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. There's also a money option here, so you can pay someone. That's very interesting. Send and request money. So that's probably using Google Wallet. Very cool that there's that kind of integration. All right, let's cancel that out. Then you, of course, you have your links and the basic mail composing kind of editing and text editing and formatting of the paragraphs and the fonts that you want to use. So you have a few options here. Let's see how many they have. Actually, I don't think they even have that many. Okay. Oh, okay. So they have a few. I think less than Google does. But, you still have your options. Not a big deal. I think people just use like a plain text anyway. But as far as the composed message field goes, Google is the clear winner here. Okay. So let's close that. All right, let's look at our sidebar here. It looks like we have, our inbox on red on the Yahoo side. Then there's also something called views here. So if you have photos attachments, it'll actually pull up your photos attachments on the side here when you click. So that's a pretty interesting kind of feature. And then it'll give them to you by year. Not a bad thing to have. Google does not have that feature there. I'm pretty sure you can set up folders that have attachments in them and then view your attachments that way, or you can set up rules and do that kind of thing. So there's a way to do it on Google, but it's nice to have that kind of built in on the side there. Same goes for documents attachments. So layouts are pretty nice on both ends. I do enjoy the Gmail one more, mainly because of the ability to have chats on the side here, and you can make phone calls using Google Hangouts. On the Yahoo side, you don't have that option. I do like to chat with friends, family, coworkers while I'm in my mail application, so it's nice to have that feature there. So Yahoo is really going to have to kick things into gear in 2018 if they want to be a competitor and continue competing with the Google platform, with the Google sort of ecosystem. And Google is expanding tremendously and growing at a tremendous rate with services and features and everything. They're even giving Apple a hard time when it comes to like services. Apple is really good at services in the sense that they don't steal, or not steal, I don't want to say steal, but they don't kind of mine your data the way that Google does. So even with pictures, there's machine learning and data gathering from your Google Photos that you upload. So Apple doesn't do that. Yahoo, I believe, still has their Flickr photo service. Some folks do use it. It's not a bad option, but once again doesn't compare to Google's behemoth Google Photos. Overall, aside from like the homepage, if you go to yahoo.com, some people like this kind of layout. They like to have their news and entertainment and finance and sports kind of on their home page, which is good. I personally don't want anything on my home page. I just want to have Google, a clean search engine, and then I can navigate to a page that I prefer for mail. I don't want to get mail that I prefer for news. I don't want to use Yahoo's kind of stream of information, because I don't know what their sources are. For news, for instance, I prefer let's say The Guardian or The Atlantic. I want to get news from specific sources. Here on Yahoo, it's coming from, I guess, their partners more than anything. So that's okay. They have a pretty good mix of stuff here, like AOL.com, ABC News, TechCrunch. AOL.com, that's a name. We should have compared that one also. But anywho, let's go back to mail. Yeah. So at the end of the day, the Google Mail platform still wins. Yahoo is improving. They just get a new layout, which is nice, but lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig. Hopefully they will build on their framework internally. The nice stuff is good, but they need to work on security. They need to work on maybe some sort of a Google Apps like Docs equivalent. Everybody's in that game. Apple has it in the cloud with Numbers, Pages, and Keynote. Microsoft, of course, has their entire Microsoft Office suite that's in the cloud now. Yahoo is still lacking on that front. Maybe they can team up with someone and kind of make some sort of a maybe OpenOffice.org kind of integration with Yahoo apps, but no word on that. That's just speculation and wishful thinking. So that's a quick kind of overview of the mail features and mail layout in Yahoo and Google. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you next time.